For years, your Google business profile has kind of just sat there, right? It's been like a static digital billboard. It tells people, hey, we exist, here's our address, and here's when we're open. But what if that billboard could actually talk back to your customers? What if it could do more than just tell people you're open? What if it could actually make a sale right then and there? Well, that's exactly what's happening. We are talking about the Google Business Agent, your very own AI sales associate that lives right inside your search listing.
So how does this all work? And more importantly, how do you control it? In this explainer, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about how your static page becomes a living, breathing thing. Then, we'll peek inside the agent's brain to see how it thinks. After that, we'll walk through the setup, focusing on integration and control. Then we'll show you why this completely blows up the old sales funnel. And finally, we'll talk about why this is your new first impression.
All right, let's kick things off with the big idea here. The change we're seeing is, well, it's massive. We are moving away from a world of just passive information and jumping headfirst into a world of active, direct-to-consumer transactions that happen right on the search results page.
I mean, think about it this way. The old profile was basically a pin on a map. It just gave out information. But this new business agent, it's a salesperson. It's not just telling customers about you, it's actively selling to them, turning a simple question into a completed sale in a matter of seconds.
And let's be super clear about this. This is not just another chatbot that sends people to your website's FAQ page. No way. This is a real, honest-to-goodness sales layer. This agent can process payments right there in the chat, securely. This completely flips the whole concept of local search on its head.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how does it do all this without just making stuff up, like we've seen with other AIs? Well, the key, the secret sauce, is that its intelligence isn't just pulled out of thin air. It is directly and securely plugged into your business's own real-time data. The magic behind this is something Google is calling the knowledge triple. And this is the absolute foundation of the agent's reliability. Think of it as a three-legged stool of truth. These are three specific live data sources that ground the AI in reality, making sure its answers are always accurate and based on what's actually happening in your business right now.
So what are these three sources? First up, you have the inventory core. This is the live feed from your Google Merchant Center. Second is the policy layer. This is where you set the rules of engagement. And third, you have the visual layer, which lets the agent literally see your product photos to answer questions about what things look like.
This quote just perfectly nails the power of that first data source, the inventory core. When your point of sale system is linked up to your merchant center, the agent knows exactly what you have. It gives customers these super concrete, actionable answers that build trust instantly and, drive sales.
Okay, this all sounds incredible, right? But the big question is, how do you actually get it running? And more importantly, how do you make sure you're the one in charge? Let's walk through the setup right inside the Google Business Dashboard.
It really just boils down to three main steps. First, there's the data handshake, which is all about connecting your information. Second is capability mapping, where you decide exactly what the agent is allowed to do. And third is the persona constraint, where you shape its personality and, crucially, its boundaries.
Step 1. That data handshake is without a doubt the most important part. This is where you physically link your Merchant Center account. This connection is what provides the grounding truth. It becomes the single source of reality for your agent, so everything it says about your inventory is 100% true.
Next up, capability mapping. And here, you are totally in the driver's seat. You get this simple interface with a bunch of toggles for specific actions. You can let it process payments, you can let it book appointments, or maybe you just want it to do stock checks. You have complete, granular control.
And that, of course, brings us to what is probably the single most important question for any business owner thinking about this. With an AI talking to my customers, who is really in control here?
The answer is simple. You are. You are in control. That's step 3, the persona constraint. Not only do you get to set the agent's tone of voice, but more importantly, you define what are called negative constraints. These are your guardrails. You explicitly tell the agent, do not talk about competitor pricing, or you are not allowed to give medical advice. You are building the safety net.
So now that we know how it works and how we can control it, let's zoom out and talk about the strategic impact. Because honestly, this isn't just some new feature. This fundamentally rewires the customer journey as we know it.
For years and years, we've been optimizing for this funnel, right? A customer searches, they click your link, they browse a few pages on your website, maybe they add something to a cart, and then, if you get lucky, they finally buy. It's a journey with a lot of steps and a lot of friction.
Well, the business agent takes that entire journey and just collapses it. The new journey is 2 steps: ask and purchase. That's it. The distance between what a customer wants and actually buying it is now practically zero. It all happens in one seamless conversation.
And this is the key takeaway, the thing you really need to hear. The rules of the game are changing. For the last decade, winning on Google meant having the best SEO. In this new world, the winner is the business with the most reliable, the most helpful, and the most accurate agent. But why? Because Google is going to start ranking businesses on a whole new metric: satisfaction probability. It's simple, really. If your agent consistently gives people fast, accurate, and easy service, Google's algorithm will see that you have a higher chance of making that user happy, and it's going to show your business to more people as a result.
And that brings us to our final thought. We have to completely change how we think about our digital presence. Your storefront, it's not just a physical building anymore. It's not even just your website.
Your storefront is now built from your data, your rules, and the autonomy that you grant this new agent. The Google Business Agent is your new 24/7 first impression. And so the real question you need to be asking yourself is this: is yours ready to close the deal?